Hello friends, thank you for coming back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining me, and if you're coming back, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me. It really means a lot. Please consider giving my video a like if you like my content. It lets me know that you want to see more of this type of content. So I already prepped my nails and I just used a nail dehydrator to clean the nail plate. And right now I'm sizing up the tips. You just want to make sure that the nail tips are reaching each side of your nail plate. If it's not, then pick the size up, and you can see how coming up here, I'll be trimming the sides down. You just take your hand file and file away the edges that are sticking out. If it's too big, then that's better than them being too small, because you don't want the nail tip to pop off at any point or start lifting prematurely. So I filed down the sides, and I'm just making sure that it fits correctly. You don't want them to stick out either, because that will also cause lifting. So I'm just making sure everything is just so. And then here is a new tube of nail glue. So I'm just taking a safety pin here and carefully poking a couple holes in the top. And then you just fill the well of the nail tip. You don't want to use too much glue, and just spread it from side to side, making sure it's reaching the edge of the tips. And then press it against the tip of your nail and press the well against the nail plate, and it should squeeze out the extra nail glue. This one was a little bit crooked, but I end up fixing that later on. And then I'm just going through and sizing up the rest of the tips. You also need to prep the nail a little bit more than they already were. I just go in and round out the tips, and then I resize them to make sure that they're all gonna fit nice and flush. You don't want any space between, the tip of your nail, and you just don't want any air bubbles in there. So try to perfect the free edge of your natural nail so that it fits flush in the well of the nail tip. So I'm all finished up, and my nails are looking so beautiful, and I'm just going to trim them down one by one. And then just take the hand file and trim them some more, even out the free edge, and it just wasn't doing it for me, obviously. So I brought out the big guns, and I used the Melody Susie E file, and I just threw on I think it's a medium grit arbor band, and I'm just taking any of the extra bits off the sides and straightening up the free edge, and taking some of the accumulated nail tip plastic and from underneath. And next I'll be taking the shine off of the top of the nail tips. So right here I'm just doing little C motions, and the arbor band is just very lightly kissing the top of the nail. You don't want to touch the natural nail too much with this. I'm not going to be doing any clear. I'm going to be doing colors is what I'm trying to say, so I don't have to worry about blending the tip into my natural nail. Right now I'm just preparing the surface so that the gel has something to hold on to. So you want to just go through and make sure you're getting the sides. You have to kind of flip your hand over when you're doing your own hand or a client's hand, just to make sure that you're not missing any areas that are in an unnatural spot on the nail. And then again, just going through with the hand file and it looks like there's just some edges that need to be shaped up. You want to make sure that the side walls are straight and just get a general shape for how you want the nail to be right off the bat. And then I'm going to go in with some different type of nail dehydrator. This is a brush on, and it's by Model 1's, and I'm just brushing that over the natural nail plate just to dehydrate and remove any oils. And then I'm going in with non-acid primer, also by Model 1's, and I'm doing one coat here. I'm going to go back and do 2 coats, and this is something I recently started doing, but it seems to be working really well. So yeah, I'm just doing 2 coats of the non-acid UV primer. Okay, and so next you want to do a base layer. So take a UV gel polish or a polygel polish or just a base coat of some sort. You want something just as a good foundation so that you can layer up. I'm using builder gel. You can use polygel, you can use acrylic to encapsulate confetti like I'm doing, but I chose to use hard gel, builder gel. So I'm just gonna really press the brush into the nail plate. You want to make sure that the base coat is filling in all the little grooves that you created when you did your nail prep. And then throw it in the lamp. You can flash cure it for 10 to 30 seconds. Okay, and here is the builder gel. I have one by Moravan. So you just want to take a really small amount and basically just do a thin layer. You don't want to build any structure of the nail quite yet because we're going to be doing encapsulation. What you're trying to do is just build layer by layer so that you can add different materials and different colors and different designs so that you can create a really neat effect at the end. So right now, all I'm doing is adding on a really, really thin, almost nail polish thin base layer above the base coat that I already added on. So I'm pushing the builder gel, quite close up to my cuticles without touching the skin. That's really important. You don't want to flood the cuticle with the base gel. And I cure my thumb separately. The lamp that I have doesn't reflect on the bottom, so I find that the sides of my pinky and the sides of my thumb don't cure very well. So you'll see that this confetti is already on here. I don't know what happened. I obviously didn't press play again. So this is confetti I just got at Michael's in the craft section. It's a huge bottle. It's going to last me 2 lifetimes. But yeah, I just did a layer of the confetti on all of my nails. I concentrated more on the outer nails, and then the 2 inner nails I did a light amount because I'm going to go in with the different pink confetti. So now I am encapsulating the nail and all the beautiful confetti that I put on there. So with each layer you want to add more gel so that you can keep adding different layers of confetti and product and sparkles and whatever you want. You really want to try to get around the confetti too. It's hard to explain. So if there's any pieces sticking out, you just want to try to get underneath it and try to encapsulate the little pieces as you go. Just doing a little touch-up job there. I noticed there was a little spot that was missing, and then flash cure in the lamp for 10 to 30 seconds. And I have a little dish of 3 or 4 different types of colored mylar. And so I just sort of broke those chunks up into smaller pieces as best as possible, and I'm trying to arrange them on my nails so that the different colors are in different spots. And sometimes it's hard to tell because the 2 sides of the mylar are different colors, and sometimes it looks differently when you turn your finger a different way. And then under the lamp, some of them also glow UV, so under UV light, so it's kind of neat working with gel products because you're able to move around the mylar and the confetti. If you don't like something, you can kind of switch it up if you need to. Right now I'm just adding the chunks of mylar all over the nail, and there is no rhyme or reason. You just sort of use your own creativity. This is a really fun little project for me. I had a lot of fun doing these nails, and yeah, so I'm just adding little pieces wherever I feel fit, and I'll probably move them around a little bit, and then I'm going to flash cure them under the lamp. So I'll just let you have a look. So all the mylar is on there, so I want to add the Valentine's confetti. Sorry, the bottle's upside down. I'm getting used to this new film setup, and I promise I'll be better. I'm gonna get better at this, but it's a lot of focus for this one. I just really wanted to share this because I love this set of nails. So I'm taking the gel brush and I'm just arranging the pink and the white confettis. There's little stars and there's little hearts in there, and lots of tiny little sparkles too, so this one's a really fun one to use. I'm going to concentrate the pink confetti on the middle 2 nails, and then I'm going to do something fun with those at the end. So I think here I was going in with some builder gel when some other pieces weren't fully cured to the layer of gel underneath. So that's why I'm kind of moving them around, and then I'll just flash cure them again, maybe a bit longer this time. Okay, and now we're getting into the gold embellishments. These are really cool. I found a cute little heart that I wanted to use for Valentine's, and then I'm going to use just a regular rectangle, but they're both really cool. There's lots of designs to choose from. These are just the ones I chose today. I found that they're a bit difficult to work with. The little pieces of metal, they're flat, and obviously there's a natural curvature to the human nail. So what you can see here is I'm bending it against my tweezers just to form a little bit of a curve so that it sits nicely on the nail. So I'm just taking another layer of the builder gel and doing another thin coat so that I can lay the metal heart on top of it and cure it. So here I am adding another layer of the builder gel. I have these little metal balls in 4 different colors, and I'm going to add some gold ones today. So something I found when I was doing this project is you want to, if you're encapsulating anything that's made out of metal, like these little metal beads, try to concentrate them in the middle of the nail, not towards the free edge or towards the cuticle, because those are areas that you're gonna file pretty low profile. And I was having a little bit of trouble filing with these metal beads in there. I use a ceramic nail bit or drill bit, and thankfully I didn't ruin the drill bit, but sparks were flying, let's put it that way. So I'm doing the same thing on my ring finger. I'm just going to put down a layer of builder gel, and then I'm going to add some more of those little beads. The builder gel that I use, it has different curing times for different types of lamps, and I think it's the type of lamp that I have. Maybe it isn't powerful enough. I have to cure this gel for quite a long time, so when you're doing a project like this, I'd maybe check those recommendations just to make sure that you're not spending a ton of time under the lamp and you're doing it as efficiently as possible. So now I'm adding the rectangle. I'm just sort of sizing it out. I wanted to see if it looked okay at the corners, but ultimately I picked the middle of the nail. So adding the base coat, or I guess another layer of the builder gel for something for the metal rectangle to adhere to, and then I'll flash cure that. First you have to position it, and easier said than done sometimes. The trusty old fingers. Let's bring those in to do the hard work, and hopefully we can just get this cured so that it doesn't move. No? Okay. And we're curing. Okay, and I think we're encapsulating now. I really apologize that the quality is not great. It's not in focus. I'm sorry, let me just explain this to you as we go. So you want to grab a glob, not a huge glob, but a glob of builder gel, and then put it close to the cuticles, as close as possible without touching it, and sort of pillow it. The gel should be in front of your brush, and you just sort of want to pillow it back and forth so you're getting really close to the cuticle without flooding the cuticle. And then right next, you can see that I am bringing the product down the nail, and I'm sort of just floating it back and forth across the nail, and you want to try to keep contact and product moving in one fluid motion. I'm also holding my nail facing down. The hard gel, it's very viscous and it will move around, so I'm just letting gravity take natural effect, and the gel is moving down the nail. And I'm going to flip my hand over too so that it builds a natural apex and arch. There we go. Flip the hand over, build a natural apex and arch, and then get that under the lamp to flash cure that. So same thing with the next finger. I'm just encapsulating all of those mylar pieces and confetti pieces and the metal beads. So pillowing the gel close to the cuticle without flooding the cuticle. And then float the product back and forth from sidewall to sidewall, trying to keep contact with your brush to the nail and with product moving. And flash cure that. Sometimes I cure with my hand upside down too. And encapsulating the little metal heart on the index finger. Same thing, pillowing the gel close to the cuticle, making sure not to flood the cuticle. But if you do, you can clean it up. It's just kind of a pain. You definitely want to get that cleaned up before you cure. It's not very fun to have to do a cleanup duty when you have cured gel to the skin, and it can cause contact dermatitis eventually with prolonged use, so you just want to avoid that if possible. And then floating the product back and forth on the nail to encapsulate all of the other pieces below. And the last one, encapsulating the thumb or all the embellishments on the thumb, the metal rectangle, the confetti, and the mylar. This one is actually one of my, probably the favorite nail out of this set, I think. So you can see how close I'm getting to the cuticle. Not anymore. Terribly sorry about that. And then float it back and forth. And then flash cure that. Sorry, no, I definitely didn't flash cure that. I did an entire cure for that one. Now I'm taking off the tacky layer. So do an entire cure for 3 minutes or however long your lamp says, and wipe off the tacky dispersal layer. And then go in with a hand file. I used the 100 grit side, and I filed down the side walls. You want to make sure that they're flush with the natural nail. It's a really good idea to look at your hand from different angles. I even go up to the mirror and I look at them from another person's perspective, and I'll often find that they're very not straight. So I'll have to go in and do some corrective work. But yeah, just get some different perspectives, because when you're doing your own nails, you're definitely going to favor one side. It's just, there's no way around it. It's just the way it is. So check them out from different angles. And now I'm going to go in with the Melody Susie e-file again, and I'm using the crisscross pattern safety bit with the red band. It's a ceramic e-file bit. And at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and do the thing, because the filming is not very good. I'm so sorry about that once again. But you can see a little bit here, the ceramic bit is really gentle along the cuticles, and I just filed everything down and shaped them and created a nice apex and thin cuticle and free edge. And yeah, so before I do a top coat, I like to do another thin layer of the acid-free primer. From what I understand, this just helps when you're doing a clear nail. It really brightens up the clearness. I don't know if I explained that right, but it makes it very, very clear. And the top coat is supposed to chip less, so that's what I've been doing. And then I'm going in with the top coat now. And make sure to cap the free edge too, especially if you filed away any of the pieces inside. You want to make sure that you're capping the free edge and the side walls if possible, just to make sure that you're covering any pieces that might be exposed. Okay, and just finishing up the last on the thumb with the top coat. Looks so pretty. I wish it was more focused, but I'll make sure you guys get a really good look at it at the end. And then get that under the lamp for, I think I did a minute for this one. And then I'm going in with some black polish and a really, really thin nail art brush. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just using the negative space to create two halves of a heart on each of my middle fingers here. And I'm not the best at this. This is all practicing for me, but I had fun doing it. I added 2 coats of the black nail polish. And again, you want to make sure that you're getting the free edge and the side walls. Just have a look from different angles once again, and you'll see where you're missing any of the black paint, and you can just go in with the detail brush and get in there. You can also use the detail brush to get around the cuticles. It gives a really defined look instead of accidentally bumping your cuticles with the bigger brush. So now I'm going to go in on the other side and do the same thing. And then after that, I am going to do a second coat. So right here, I'm just going and doing the same thing on the opposite finger to create the other half of the heart. And then I'll go in and do a second coat of the black paint on each finger. Thank you guys again for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate if you've made it this far. Thank you so much. Please consider subscribing, and if you like my content, let me know. Give me some pointers in the comments too. If you see any techniques that are just scaring you, just let me know. I'm just going off of memory and other tutorials and just my own free will. So let me know in the comments what you think, and if there's any designs that you'd like me to do, I'd love to hear from you. I felt like this part was kind of like doing my eyebrows. The saying that they're sisters, not twins. I just couldn't get this right, but I did the best I could, kind of like what I do with my eyebrows. And here's one of my very favorite parts. I'm using some solar oil, some cuticle oil to nourish my nails and my cuticles after just absolutely obliterating them. So I'm just brushing that onto my cuticles, and then I'll rub that into the side walls and over the nail plate as well. I like to do this daily. I try to do this as much as possible just to keep my nails moisturized, and it seems to make my nails last longer. And here's the finished product. Please let me know what you guys think. I love this thumbnail. It's one of my favorite ones out of them all. The rest of them are so beautiful. This cute heart on the index finger I just adore so much, and the hand painted art, I must say that I'm quite proud of myself, and let me know what you guys think. I'm still just working on this, so let me know if you have any suggestions for me. And thanks for joining me. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.